Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Marie here at Nicole Designs. I have a card to share with you featuring the November Club kits from Spellbinders. So if you're excited to see these kits, give this video a thumbs up and let's get going. So here is the small die kit from Spellbinders. For the kit this month, you get all of these fun pieces that you can build a few snowmen. So there are a few different styles of snowmen that I'll show you that you can die cut and assemble, and like always, you can feel free to mix these up and make your own scenes and own snowmen, and these are so cute. So I wanted to just give you a look at all of the different dies and then show you how some of these pieces go together so that you can make your own snowmen. So you have pieces here to build your snowman and accessorize him with hats and mittens and scarves. You have a tree, you've got a few you have a North Pole sign that you can assemble, and I'll be showing you how to do all of those little pieces. So I've already got these cut out, so I just want to show you how I'm going to assemble them. There are a lot of pieces, so sometimes it's easy to get lost with the pieces. So I just thought it might be helpful to show you how I glued them together. So this top piece here is the snowman's head, and his mouth is up at the top because once you assemble his face, it looks like he's looking up, and it's really cute once you get his nose on there and everything. That larger circle over to the side there, I die cut that and I put it behind his head. I used some black cardstock, and it looks like his hat, the rim of his hat, as he's looking up. So I'm just gluing his head onto that little hat piece, and it's going to make all of those little dots for his mouth black behind there because I'm using the black for the hat. So that really worked out well, just to color in those smile pieces. And now I'm going to slip his little body underneath his head and glue those pieces together. So now I have his head and his body assembled with that little hat behind his head. Now after I have those pieces together, I'm going to go ahead and start accessorizing. So I cut out this little die here, these three little sort of rectangular shaped pieces. These are his scarf. So I cut this out of red cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and assemble this. I'm just putting this curved piece right under his head. So this fits right perfectly, nestles on the edge of his head there. And then you have these other two little pieces that will assemble the tie of his scarf. So I'm putting this long one down first and then the shorter one over the top. And of course I had to use red for Christmas. It's a little bit more of a traditional Christmas color, and I just loved the way that bright red popped against the other colors that I'm going to be using for this card. So I've got his little scarf all assembled. There's also these little dot pieces that I cut out of black cardstock, and I'm putting over his little buttons here for his little coal buttons. So you can go ahead and put them over his little dots here, give him his little coal buttons. And I did go ahead and glue them down. I'm not showing you here. It's a little bit tedious, and I just wanted to make sure that I showed you guys how this all goes together. There are some little ski pieces in this die set, and I think they're so cute. I gave this guy skis because I like the way he's just looking up and his arms are reaching out while he's skiing downhill. I thought it was so fun and just so cute. So you can add those little ski pieces. I cut them out of some silver cardstock, and as well I cut the ski poles out of silver cardstock so it looks like they're metal. I'm adding those to his little arms here. You got some stick arms in this die set. And then I'm showing you this piece here with his arms. There's also two noses. So I took that, cut it out of orange cardstock, and gave him a little carrot nose. So once he's all assembled, you can see this happy little snowman. It looks like he's just having fun skiing downhill, and I think it's just so cute. So I'm going to show you how I assembled my second snowman. Now this guy's a little bit more traditional. He's kind of just sitting in one place and smiling, but he's super cute as well. I cut his face out, and then I cut the second head, the one that I used for our snowman that's looking up, because these will layer together, and I just turned the mouth from the black piece to where it wouldn't be shining through any of the eyes or the mouth, and so that gives him a background between his mouth and his eyes that's black, so it gives you the impression of a black coal mouth or coal eyes. I added his little orange nose, and I'm giving him his arms as well. You could put this guy on skis as well. You could put them both coming out to the side so it looks like he's going forward. But I decided to just kind of leave him as he is and give him some mittens. So the mittens, you can cut out 2 layers. There's a layer behind, which will be your base layer, and then a layer that you can put on top. And the top layer leaves a little extra on the wrist part, so it looks like you get a 2-colored mitten if you want that. So I did white and red. I thought those just went really well. And so here are my 2 little snowmen all assembled. They are so super cute. I'm going to put them to the side and kind of show you a few more of these die pieces. So this die set gives you also this tree that you can assemble. It's got the trunk here, and it's also got the tree piece. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to each of these peaks in the middle, and I'm going to glue his little trunk on. Now you could also use the trunk as a pole for that North Pole sign if you want. There's also some more dies that you can cut out a sort of a candy striped pole, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But you can mix and match these dies and just kind of make them your own. I'm just showing you how I assembled them. So there's a little pine tree. I think it's really cute. I'm going to be adding that to my little winter scene here later in the video. You can also cut out a snow mound, and that other little piece of snow can go on top of the North Pole sign that I'm going to be showing you. So here's this little candy striped pole that I mentioned before. I'm putting some glue on the back of the red piece. Now I cut this piece twice because I thought if I wanted red and white, instead of trying to cut down a tiny strip of white to go behind the red, I'm just going to cut this piece twice, and then I'm just going to shift the red over the white so that the white stripes are showing behind. Now you are going to get a little bit left at the bottom that's poking out there, but if you wanted to put it behind one of these snow mounds, that kind of covers that little problem, and you get a fun little candy stripe pole to put your North Pole sign on. So here's my little North Pole sign. I was not able to cut this twice like I did the candy stripe pole, so I just did a little piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to glue that behind my North Pole sign so that the letters that are showing through will be white. So this whole sign is going to be red and white. Reminds me of candy canes. And I don't know about you, but I'm starting to think about Christmas. I don't know if it's just seeing all of the Christmas decorations in the store, but I'm super excited to decorate. We're not decorating yet. We're going to wait a little while before we decorate, but I'm excited to get my lights out, my trees out, and just decorate our house. So I don't know about you, but I'm ready for it. So here's our little North Pole sign. Like I said, you can take this other little snow piece and put it on the top, and it looks like there's some snow on top of the North Pole. So that's kind of a look at how the dies go together. I hope that was informational and helpful for you if you're looking at the die set for the month of November. I'm going to be building a scene with these dies, and I'm going to be adding in the Glimmer Kit for November as well. So I'm kind of combining the Glimmer Kit and the small die kit this month into one video. So for my scene, I'm doing a tall and skinny card. It's an A10 size card. Usually for my A10s, I like to cut them down to 9 inches long by 4 inches wide. Gives me a really nice, tall, skinny, long card, and they're really fun and great for building scenes, which I'm doing today. I just poured a little bit of Fun Stamper's Journey Sparkle Silk onto my craft mat. I'm taking a water brush and I'm just flicking on some of this sparkle silk. This stuff is super sparkly, and I thought it would be really fun to make a snowy scene background for our little snowman here. And you always need sparkle when it's a Christmas card or a winter card. I just always need to add some sparkle. So here's a lot of sparkle. I'll be adding more too at the end, so I'll show you that as well. But I just wanted to show you how well this stuff shines when it catches the light. It just looks like a flurry of sparkly snow, and I love it. So here is the Glimmer Kit for the month of November. You get these really pretty ornaments that are hanging. You get Christmas wishes to you and yours. Those are those little sentiment strips. And it gives you a die to cut out the bottom portion of those ornaments. So I'm going to go ahead and glimmer these with silver foil. So I'm laying my foil over my little Spellbinders foil trimmer cutting mat, and it has this plastic guide that you can lay over your foil. Now I'm going to take my foil and kind of just shift it underneath this plastic guide, and it doesn't scratch your foil at all, so you can get your foil straight. You can measure it for your die, so I'm kind of laying my die on top there and measuring which line I want to cut at. And then it does come with 2 blades. Now they're labeled for you. This one says foil. There's another one that says paper, because you can use this guide for foil and paper. You can use this to cut strips for your sentiment, and that's really handy. I'm just using it for my foil here today. I cut a piece that's going to fit my ornament glimmer plate, and I'm going to go ahead and get that glimmered. So I'm putting my foil down onto my paper. I like to do the way I like to remember which way to put it down is the back side is the sticky side. That's the side you want to stick into the paper. So you always want the pretty side, the shiny side, facing up so that you can see it, because you want to see it when it's put into your paper. If you put it the other way, you're going to glimmer your glimmer plate, which doesn't hurt your plate at all. It's still going to work great. It's just going to be pretty if you do that. And I have done that before. So I know it doesn't hurt your plates. They still work great. But if you have your foil the wrong way, you're going to end up foiling your glimmer plates. So I'm putting my foil, my plate, my paper onto my glimmer platform, and then you're going to push the button. It's going to blink. Now it's solid. So when it's solid, you can pull that platform out, keep everything in place, run it through your die cutting machine, and then put it back in so that can start to heat up again, and you can remove that plate and see the foiled image. Now when you take the plates off, you're going to want to remember that these are hot, so if you don't want to touch them, you might want to take your magnetic tweezers here, like I'm doing, pull them off and set them down onto a surface where they can cool. Then you can peel off your foil and look at that gorgeous design that you have pressed into your paper. And that's one thing I really like about this foil press, is that it's like a letter press, that it presses into your paper. So you're going to get even a debossed foil design rather than that foil just adhering just to the top of your card. It's pressed into your card base. So I've taken that little cutting edge and I cut out the bottom of these merry ornaments, and I'm going to layer them over my scene here. So I am going to trim them down a little bit. So here I'm going to go and start building my scene. I want to do some snowy slopes for our snowman to ski on. So I'm just ripping a little snow mound for him to go on top of. And like I said, I'm putting those merry ornaments on the top. They're a little bit hanging over the edge of my card, but I am going to go ahead and trim them down. I layered a few of those torn pieces of paper on the bottom, and I'm layering the other Christmas sentiments from the glitter kit on the bottom as well. So that's how I'm going to lay everything out. I'm just adhering it now with some glue and some foam dots, and I'm going to finish this card with a star from the die set. It comes with a star and some ornaments, so you can go ahead and decorate that tree. I wanted to put the star on top and give it a little bit more of a Christmas feel. He's skiing past that Christmas tree, and yeah, I think it's really cute. So to finish this off, I gave that star a little bit of gold shimmer. I put some glitter Nuvo drops along the snowbanks and kind of made that look a little bit snowy, and some red Nuvo drops up there on those ornaments, and that finishes the card. So if you enjoyed a look at the Spellbinders November Club Kits, make sure you give this video a like, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share, and just do all the things, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. Bye.